Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
So good, so good, so good.
Great gifts for mom? We've got them. And they're up to 60% off at Nordstrom Rack stores now.
You know they have Marc Jacobs?
Gotta show mom some love.
That is so good.
Snag amazing deals on Mother's Day gifts from Barefoot Dreams, Kate Spade New York, and more. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing, it's precision-crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision-crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
It's a football Friday, and this is going to be a PSA today. PSA to be careful to not get too excited for the NFL draft next week in the Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpoint Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiflin. You can find me every morning at 8 a.m. live, taking your thoughts and opinions on trending in the AM, the STT Sports Network. I got today's episode linked below. We're going to do a live mock draft where you guys, the listeners, pick the players of the Eagles that Howie Roseman would select. Now, I'm doing this show today as a PSA because as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft, and we are 6 days away, this time next week when we wake up, we'll already know what the Eagles did in the first round. And this is a PSA to say, be careful who you read. Be careful who you listen to. Stay focused on the STT Sports Network. Stay focused on the Eagles Pinpoint Podcast Network and a few select others, because there's a lot of unrealistic mock drafts, a lot of unrealistic trade proposals being floated around for the Philadelphia Eagles and all their draft picks. The Eagles have a game plan. Howie Roseman has a game plan. Howie Roseman has preached patience nonstop since day one of the offseason. As soon as the Super Bowl parade was over, he was out there preaching patience to all of Eagles Nation. This offseason, this draft process is not going to result in the Eagles making a trade for TJ Watt. They're not going to trade for Trey Hendrickson. They're not going to trade for Jalen Ramsey. They're not going to trade for older players that need $30, $40 million deals. How many times has Howie Roseman got to say, we have not just this year a repeat on the mind, but we also have the idea in theory we got to pay Jalen Carter. We got to pay Quindy Mitchell. We got to pay Nolan Smith. We got to pay all these guys next year and beyond. So their goal is to be cautious and continue to build a young team that is going to thrive together for a very long time. Their goal is not to sign older, aging players. So every time you see somebody, mock Trey Hendrickson or TJ Watt or rumor that Jalen Ramsey is going to be involved in getting these guys like Jalen Ramsey, it's not going to happen, guys. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment. So what you got to do is you got to be prepared for what they're planning to do. What they're planning to do is continue to draft young players. So I just want to shout out. I want to shout out my guy Anthony DeBoni, writer for PSN, but also, on a lot of different podcasts out there right now, talking the draft. And he does a great job tracking the top 30 visits, but also covering this team, young rising star. And he put out a mock draft on Thursday that I think is a lot more realistic to the expectations that Eagles fans should have. It does involve trades. It does involve players at different positions. And I'm just going to run it down real quick. So, again, DeBona NFL, he writes for PSN, Philadelphia Sports Network. Take a look at this article and listen to this draft that he put together. He said, with pick 32, the Eagles will draft Donovan Jackson, offensive lineman, Ohio State. He's a tackle, but he's a guy that also could slide in and start at right guard from day one for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles and Howie Roseman prioritize the offensive line, the trenches, right from the get-go, every single draft. And that's what he's got them doing with the first pick. The second pick, TJ Sanders, defensive tackle, South Carolina. Again, another player that's come in on a top 30 visit. Again, remember, Howie loves to draft guys he brings in for the top 30 visits. Will slide in and fill in for Milton Williams immediately. And then he goes and throws out a draft day trade that's more realistic. Dallas Goedert, a third-round pick and a fifth-round pick for young edge rusher, Kayvon Thibodeau from the New York Giants. That is more realistic for what the Eagles may do. And there's where you get your defensive end edge rusher, a guy that's 3 years into the league, was injured 2 years ago, did have 11 and a half sacks. Then he goes out and drafts Dallas Goedert's replacement, Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green. We did bring in his former coach to be the new quarterback coach, Scott Loeffler. So again, here we go. More realistic of a mock draft right here. Trading multiple picks again, fifth-round picks for a fourth. Drafting Jalen Reed, safety, Penn State. Another top 30 visit in round 4, pick 123. Noel Williams, Kobe King. They're the last two on this thing. Kobe King, another top 30 visit. This is what Howie Roseman does, and this is how a draft could look for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're not going to see old, aging, established stars, more young, youthful players for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what's going to happen. That's what you got to do. One final note before we wrap this up today. Did not have A.J. Brown calling out the Catholic school district and their fairs and carnivals this summer on my bingo card. Reminds me an awful lot of that episode from The Sopranos season 6 when Paulie cheaps out on the security for that that ride that got Bobby Bacula's kid injured. Just throwing that out there. Everybody have a great Friday, great weekend. Next week's the draft, guys. Let's get prepared. Everybody have a great weekend. Go Birds and bubbles up.